Okay, here's the deal today. You're going to have to solve a triangle, so find all the missing angles and sides, but it's going to be up to you. Where do I start and what law do I use? Because yesterday it was just cosine, 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 right? With no issues. But now you're going to be like, oh, can I use cosine? Should I use sine? What angle or side should I go with? So let me help you out. You're going to do problems 2, 3, and 4 with your partners here in a minute, but I wanted to at least do one all together here. So let's set up triangle ABC. Angle C here is 72. Angle side A is 5, side B is 4, and let's finish the rest of it now. All right, so now we got to figure out where do I start. All right, I do this one on purpose, the first one, because there's only one side or angle you can find and one law you can use. That's it. It's not like, let's do this or, no. Out of the 2 remaining angles and the side that's left for us to find, you can only find one of them right now. So let me try to give you guys a little hint and tips as you work with your partners today. Law of cosines from yesterday. I'm not going to rewrite it. But I had an A, a B, and a C in law of cosines. And those all were what? A, B, and C. They're all sides, right? Everyone agree? A, B, and C were sides. So the only way you can use law of cosines, you have all 3 sides. Now, what do I mean by all 3 sides? You could know all 3 sides already, or you can know 2, find the missing one. Okay, that's what I mean by 3. You could know 2, and the other one could be missing. That's what I mean by 3. So that's when you have to use law of cosines, if you have all 3 sides. Well, what about law of sines? When would it be appropriate to use law of sines? You remember law of sines is a proportion, right? Anybody remember what goes on the bottom here? Or what do we always put on the bottom anyway? What goes on the bottom there, law of sines? What's always on the bottom? We put this over what usually goes on the bottom. Talk to me here. 13. Sine of an angle. So you're telling me I got to do that here and here. So how many angles do I at least need for law of sines? 2 angles. Need 2 angles. So if you only have one angle, we can't use law of sines. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see a little challenge here. What side or angle can I find, and what law are you using? Because again, there's only one correct answer here. It's not multiple options. What side or angle can you find, and how are you going to find it? Uses what law? Because I only have enough information for one and not the others. Got it, Maddie? You want to try it? So are you raising your hand or no? Because I'll pick a number.
I know it anyway.
Okay, go ahead. What side or angle is it going to be?
Side A, B.
Okay, so say the only thing we can find right now is side C. Using, that's it, guys. That's it. Watch. You try to use law of sines. Let's say you try to use law of sines to find angle B. So you do 4 over sine B equals 5 over, you're stuck. All right, so even if you don't see it, process of elimination is going to eliminate law of sines real quick. So yes, we're going to use law of cosines. Let's start it off. C squared equals, this is what we used yesterday. Anybody want to help me finish it here? 9, other 2 sides.
C squared equals 5 squared.
You want to keep rolling?
Minus 2 times 5 times 4 times cosine 72.
There you go. Looks good. I asked you guys yesterday, please keep doing it. Type it all in one line of your calculator, not 2 separate lines. Or 3 separate lines. All right, I'll do that myself. 5 squared plus 4 squared. I already know that. There's your C squared value, and we talked yesterday. One more step, take the square root of both sides. And I have one more comment to make to watch out for now that we're doing these multi-part problems. All right, so that's what I get when I take the square root. I look up above, rounding directions, round lengths to the nearest tenth. So my C value is going to be 5.4. Just want to make sure everyone's with me and caught up here. Everyone all good? Any issues finding the third and final side before I find another angle? Okay, here's the point I need to drive home with you. Since you're going to find more parts now, if at any time you need to use side C in your laws, got to use the non-rounded answer. Okay, so heads up there. But here's why. If I use 5.4 in law of sines or cosines, I may get an angle that's a degree off of what it should be because I used a rounded answer instead of the full calculator display. Everybody good? So if you use a previous part, side or angle, in the same problem, you need to use the non-rounded version, all right, in your calculations. So let's keep moving on because we are going to have to use that non-rounded answer. 11, you're up. Angle A or B? Your call.
B.
B it is. So here we go, everyone. Angle B now. And here's where we can get a little bit more creative and we have options. If you want to find angle B, you can use law of cosines because I have all three sides. Or I can now do law of sines because I have 72 and finding angle B. I'm going to make the choice. We're doing law of sines. But again, you could do law of cosines if you wanted to find angle B. All right, start me off. What do you want one side of the proportion to look like? We are finding angle B. All right, finding angle B. So what you want to start it off with? 24?
Cosine of 72. Sine 72. And then that number.
There you go. Yeah, I got to use the non-rounded version. Good. Good. I got to use that non-rounded version there, not 5.4. And then what's got to go on the other side now? I'm finding angle B. Finding angle B. You don't have much choice here. 5, what's got to go on the other side?
4 over sine.
There you go. 4 over sine X. If you want to put a B, you can put sine B. And now cross multiply 4 and sine of 72. Divide by your non-rounded answer from the first part. I'm not going to ask you for an angle less than 1. So some of you guys are getting down to sine B equals this decimal. What do we need to do with that decimal in our calculator? Inverse sine, remember. Inverse sine at the end. I'm not going to give you a degree that's less than 1 for a final answer. So 4 times sine 72 divided by the non-rounded answer. So everyone that's getting 0.7108614,517, that's not the angle. That's not my angle. I got to do inverse sine. And when you're ready, let me know what you end up with. 12. Who's got 12? Let me know when you're ready, Emma.
Uh, 45.
There you go. Good work. 45 degrees for angle B. And now, do I need to do any law of sines or cosines to find angle A? Nope. I got 2 out of 3 angles in a triangle, 180 minus 72 minus 45. And here we go. That should end up being, what was that one, 63 degrees? Okay. My last warning, other than using the non-rounded answer, you are going to bounce from law of sines to cosines in one problem. Make sure if it's law of sines, you write sine down. And make sure, I've seen a lot of times, especially with law of cosines, when you're bouncing back and forth, all of a sudden a sine will pop in there somehow. All right, so make sure you know what law you're doing and use the correct sine or cosine. All right, you guys are going to do numbers 2, 3, and 4 right now. I have the answers all up here. Get ready to move around, so pack up a little bit. You're going to go right up to the bell. Don't pack up early, please. If you don't finish, that's okay, because you got 4 problems, I think, tonight in the textbook. That'll do the job, too. So it's all right if you don't finish. Oh, look at that. We already got 11s here. Huh? Ones, come on up. Ones, come on up. Twos. Threes, right there. See 4s in the back, right there. 4s for me. Got 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Let's put 5s back here in the corner. 5s. Put 6s right here, beautifully laid out. 7s right here. 8s right here. Brody, join the 4s right here because I have the other 6. Bridger, what do you got? 9s. 9s. 10s. Have to move. 11s. 11s. We'll put 12s back here. 12s. I didn't know we had this option. 13s. There we go. Answers up on the board, working right to 207. Let's roll. Use your non-rounded answer for parts 2 and 3 of your triangles.